sure you've noticed that gaming laptops, especially ones with high-end graphics cards, are pricey. But the PowerSpec 1710, exclusively sold at Micro Center, looks like a sweet deal at just $1,399.99, with Nvidia GTX 1070 graphics inside for the most part. This is a solid 17-inch gaming laptop with impressive power, if you can handle shortcomings such as an uncomfortable keyboard and poor audio output. But hey, you might be able to put up with these trade-offs for the price. Design. The PowerSpec has more ports that I can imagine any reasonable person using. The left side has an HDMI output, a pair of mini display ports, Thunderbolt 3 and 2 USB 3.0 ports. On the right side of the chassis are a lock slot, Ethernet jack, another pair of USB 3.0 ports, an SD card slot and individual headphone and microphone and optical audio jacks. Display. The 17.3-inch 1080p screen on the PowerSpec is luminous and vivid, so games and media will look excellent on it. I watched the trailer for Avengers: Infinity War, and Spider-Man's new armor looked great. The red popped against the darker black sections. In another scene, I could clearly see all of the sweat and grime on Loki's face. Yuck. The screen also looked good when I played Middle-earth: Shadow of War. It's bright, and the orcs' green flesh was bright, especially when surrounded by muddy, swampy forts. I could even make out detailed layers of leather in enemy armor. The display measured 372 nits of brightness, surpassing the average 288%, and the rest of the field. The Aspire 264 nits, Omen 300 nits, and Legion 362 nits. Keyboard and touchpad. The PowerSpec offers a mediocre 1.4mm of travel, and it really doesn't feel good. Between that and the 66 grams of actuation necessary to press a key, the whole thing felt flat, and the membrane switches offered little to no feedback. That shallowness often made me bottom out. On the 10 fast fingers typing test, I hit 107 words per minute, the bottom of my usual range, but with a very high 8% error rate. Audio. The PowerSpec includes some software that claims to emulate 720-degree surround sound, but it sounded a lot like it was only going into my right ear. When I listened to the Who's Water, the drums, intentionally twungy vocals, clashing cymbals and guitar were all clear, but I thought I was listening to mono recording. The same thing happened for numerous other songs. Eventually, I turned the laptop over to find a subwoofer on only the right side of the bottom of the laptop. It was disorienting, but at least it was loud, filling our lab with wall-to-wall sound. The aforementioned software, Sound Blaster Connect, has presets for gaming, cinema, music, concerts, and even for specific video games like Battlefield 1, Overwatch, and Dota 2. But they all sounded similar, so I wouldn't recommend messing with it too much. Gaming, graphics, and VR. With an Nvidia GeForce GTX 1070 GPU and 8GB of RAM tucked inside, the PowerSpec 1710 does an admirable job playing the latest and greatest games. When I played Middle-earth: Shadow of War, the game ran between 76 and 94 frames per second on the very high preset and between 67 and 78 FPS on Ultra. The computer ran the Hitman benchmark 108p Ultra at 60 FPS, falling below the 82 FPS average, the Omen 104 FPS, and the Legion 107 FPS, and just shy of the Aspire 62 FPS, all of which have GTX 1070 GPUs. On Rise of the Tomb Raider 1080p, very high, it rendered at 55 FPS, surpassing the 51 FPS average, the Omen 52 FPS, and the Aspire 37 FPS. Only the Legion did better, 59 FPS. Have an Oculus Rift or HTC Vive. Plug them right in. The PowerSpec did exceptionally well on the STAMVR performance test, with a score of 10.9, just shy of the Max 11, beating the average 9.5, the Legion 10.6, the Omen 10.5, and the Aspire 7.2. Performance. The PowerSpec 1710 comes armed with a 2.8 GHz Intel Core i7-7700 HQ CPU.